Hello fellow learners of Japanese. In this video I'm going to tell you why you should use the Anki decks that I created to prepare for the JLPT. They are free, the links are in the description. The first reason is completion. These decks contain all the words that you need for each level of the JLPT. On gshow.org it's possible to list all the entries for a specific level of the JLPT. That's what I did, and I created a deck for each level, within it a card for each entry. I use a Python script to do this, so what you get is exactly what was in the dictionary at the time I ran this script. The second reason is completion again. These decks contain all the information you need for each word. For instance, here's the entry for kile in my deck for the easiest level of the JLPT. First, you have the word itself with the furigana on top of it. It took me hours to get this right. Mind that it's the dictionary form, so even if the word is usually written using kana alone, expect to see kanjis there. The only exception would be with words written in katakana, like fork. I also list the other forms of the word if any exists. Sometimes these forms are important, for instance for noboru, and if so it will be mentioned in the next section. The next section contains the meaning. I only list the top 5 meanings. I thought it would be plenty. They are usually less. They are example sentences for most of them. Unfortunately, they don't target any specific audience, so don't expect to be able to read them if you only start learning Japanese. On the other hand, they will be very useful for more advanced learners. It may be the reason why most of my users prepare for the JLPT too. Nonetheless, even if you only start learning Japanese, the English translation of these example sentences should at least help you to understand better how Japanese works. If that's what you're going for, you may want to use a field that I stored but didn't use, the top 3 meaning without examples, which is another way to say English only. I'll put a link in the description to a separate video to show you how to do this. The third and last section lists the kanjis involved in the writing of the main dictionary form, so no alternative form here. The meanings associated with a kanji will be listed below alongside the kun readings and the won readings. This will help you to connect the words through the kanjis they share, and later on it will help you to understand words you've never seen but written with kanjis you already know. On the front side, there will only be the word written in Japanese, no English, no romanji, and no kana, except of course for the words usually written using kana alone. This is intended to improve your reading of Japanese. It's also why I don't use romanji on the backside, but furigana. Remember that if it's not what you want to practice, you can customize the font size. You may especially want to add furigana or use English. Like for the use of a custom field, the link in the description to a separate video will get you covered. I personally prefer working on understanding alone rather than on expressing myself. The more I understand, the more pleasant exposure I can get, and it also ultimately helps my ability to express myself. Furthermore, the JLPT is about understanding and exposure, not about self-expression. So that's what I had to say about these decks. I hope they will be useful to you. I wish you a pleasant learning of Japanese and a good luck for your next JLPT.